So, moving on to the orders of class Reptilia, we can classify the modern reptiles into four major orders. The first order is the Chelonia. So, Chelonia includes tortoises and turtles, and all of you know that tortoises and turtles, they have a shell around their body, and you know that the shell has a dorsal carapace and a ventral plastron. And you know, another important interesting feature of turtles and tortoises is they can retract, they can pull their head, their limbs, isn't it? When they feel threatened, they can pull their head, their limbs, as well as their tail into the shell, isn't it? So they are having the ability to retract their body parts, the head along with their neck, with the help of their neck, the limb and the tail into the shell whenever they are threatened. They have almost a flattened body, a dorsoventrally flat body. They may be living on land, they may be freshwater or saltwater inhabitants. Another interesting feature of turtles and tortoises is they exhibit a special type, especially the turtles which are aquatic. They exhibit a special type of respiration. They can breathe through their cloacal walls, and this is what is referred to as the cloacal respiration. Moving on to the second order. The second order is order 2, that is Rhynchocephalia. Now, Rhynchocephalia is sometimes considered to be a living fossil. It is restricted only to New Zealand. Nowhere else on this planet you will find these lizard-like organism. It's not a lizard because lizards belong to a different order. So these are related to the lizards and snakes, and commonly this animal called Sphinodon is referred to as the Tuatara. Now, Tuatara is after a tribal language. It's called the Maori tribe. It's named after the language of the Maori tribe in New Zealand, and Tuatara refers to the spines which are present on the back of this lizard like creature. I'm using the word lizard like creature because they're actually not lizards. Okay, and why is it called living fossils? Because these are the only members, only surviving members, and this order, that is order Rhynchocephalia, is said to have originated somewhere between about 200 to 240 million years ago. Now, because they have originated so long ago and they have undergone very little change throughout the years, and these are the only surviving members of this order which originated so long ago, it is right and justifiable in calling them as the living fossils. Then the third order, of course, the very famous Crocodilia. You know that it includes crocodiles and alligators. The first thing that comes to your mind is that they have very powerful jaw muscles, isn't it? Powerful jaw muscles, and they have teeth in their sockets. Surprisingly, like mammals, how we have our teeth lodged in our sockets, these creatures, crocodiles and alligators, also have teeth in their sockets. They have diaphragm like muscles, not really the diaphragm that you see in us. They have diaphragm like muscles in their body which help in or which aid the process of breathing. So these are some of the important features of Crocodilia. And then we have the fourth order, which is called the Squamata. The Squamata includes lizards and snakes and chameleons, and these are very closely related to the Rhynchocephalia. And something unique about the Squamata is they have very prominent scales, and they have very prominent, especially in the snakes, you can see the exoskeletal structures called shields which are tightly fitted on the body. So having prominent scales and shields are a feature of order Squamata, and like I said, the order Squamata is a close relative of Rhynchocephalia. That's why Rhynchocephalians are related to order Squamata. But please remember, Tuatara or Sphinodon is not a lizard, it is a lizard-like organism. So that was about the classification of class Reptilia.